Just got 2 packages, really excited to open these up. So basically my entire career, about 15 years, I've been installing and maintaining sprinkler systems. I saw these guys, I wanted to give it a shot. Full disclosure, I'm extremely skeptical. So essentially what makes these heads, or this company, unique is they have 1 head per zone that is adjustable and basically just, there's a lot to get into. So short version is, I'm gonna unbox these. Supposedly this is everything I need to do my house. Let's get into it. All right, so let's put this one down for now. And we'll go through one by one, see what everything is. All right, first thing I pull out, and again, so I have no experience, I've never used this, never touched any of this, so I'm learning just with you guys. Hopefully at the end of this video, you will be as skilled as I am to install this yourselves. So this says controller, and it looks like some type of fork or whip. I guess one goes to the controller, one maybe goes for power, and then this is the outbound side. So let's get into it. This says Genius Sprinkler 2.0 model 400-210 001. So what this looks like is, if you've ever worked on sprinkler systems, at least in my area, we call this funny pipe. So you have your main line running and you would attach this to your main line and this to the bottom of the head. Because that looks like 1 inch and that looks like probably, let's see. Yeah, so that's 3/4. So this will probably, if you're running main line, you would have a threaded T on its side, and then you would attach that to that, and then this to the head. And then this looks like so this wire says controller. All right, so I'm assuming one of these wires goes to the controller, and the other one obviously goes to one part of the head. So we'll put this in here because I'm sure these serial numbers and everything have to line up. All right, so that's that one. Irrigreen. So, quick installation guide. We'll get to that a little later. So, Genius Spring. So this looks exactly the same as this. So 400-210. Sprinkler 2.0, manufacturing code is exactly the same. So let's check these. So all these boxes are exactly the same. So I'm assuming that is for each head individually. And this looks like it's gonna be a head. So this, passed quality control 11.2, 23, and it is 11.8. So basically, like 5-6 days ago, this just passed. So let's open this up and see what's inside. So it's going to be the head. So so you have 1 inch female. Actually, no, that was 3/4. So you have 3/4 female, so maybe I was incorrect. Until we start installing it, we'll figure it out then. But it looks like 3/4 female on the bottom, so the one part of that funny pipe would go thread into here, and then the 1 inch would actually be what goes into the main line. So you would need a 1x1 threaded T to connect that to. So this is obviously the head. Inside of here, I'm assuming is the diaphragm or solenoid, because there are no valves when you do Irritrol. So funny pipe, obviously the wiring mechanism's in here, and then it looks like a wiring harness. I'm assuming one is going to go to the clock, and then one is probably going to piggyback to the next head. But again, my first time ever looking at this, seeing this. We will find out together when we install it. All right, and that's that. So that's probably what's in this box. So I'm not even going to get into this because we're nowhere near this, but so this is their controller. Which opens up, and yeah, I don't want to get involved in all this right now. But as you can see, it looks like it's 12 zones. So the one thing that I do know is with Irrigreen, you can not only use their heads, but if you have an existing system, you can wire in your existing zones or heads or whatever you may have into this clock, and it all works together, which is great. That way you don't have to have two separate clocks and any of that. Everything will work with their clock. So again, I'm not going to get into this right now. We'll figure this out when we start installing it. But looks like comes with like a 100-foot cable. And then obviously your power source. So very cool so far. So in theory, just with this box, it looks like, well, we would obviously need more heads, but it looks like this will handle obviously the clock, the wire for each head individually, and then we got one head. So I'm assuming there's just going to be more heads in that box. And wow, yeah. So one head here, we got 3, 6, 7. So a total of 7 heads, 4 and 3 is 7. So yeah. So essentially we have 7 zones or 7 heads that will do the whole property. So there's really no point in opening this up. We already know what's in it, and stay tuned to part 2.